Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having an incredible day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being with us. Do check out our other videos and subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Put it on social media. Share. Help us out, because I'm not really on social media. Thanks so much for watching. Psalm 19, that social media is not my deal. Psalm 19, verse 7, we're going to read it, and it's an answer to a question. Did the King James Version ever claim to be perfect? Now, this comes from an interaction I had from a video I did several months ago, and he was saying the Bible never claimed to be perfect. And I'm like, yes, it did. Now, this is something I've soon discovered. When I start asking people, well, how many times have you read the Bible through? There is a lot. I mean, like, there's radio silence. Now, many of you have read the Bible through, I'm sure, more than I have. I don't have it kept up, just several dozen times. I don't know how many times I haven't kept up with it. I'm on a current pace where I'm reading the New Testament through about 3 times a year and the Old Testament a little over once a year. But I haven't done that. I've usually read a lot more than I'm reading now, believe it or not. And I'm not trying to read the Old Testament less than the New Testament. It's just I'm reading them about equal amounts of time every day. And the Old Testament's just much longer than the New Testament. So it's just working out that way. And so what I'm finding out, like, they're just mostly watching videos, and they'll watch 2 or 3 videos and they'll hear something and they're like, well, that's the way it is. And remember I had an interaction with somebody recently on is God he or they, and they said, well, he's known as both in Scripture. I said, well, what percentages are we looking at here? If it's over 10,000 times he's singular and less than 10 times that he's referred to in the plural, what would be some implications here? And he's like, where are you getting your statistics from? And I just said, well, how many times have you read the Bible? Man, he called me everything in the whole world multiple times, multiple posts, but he'd never answered that question. And let me see, okay, you've just never read the Bible. You've never understood God is referred to as a he almost exclusively in Scripture. And even Trinitarians and Binitarians would say, yeah, God's a he. I mean, Aquinas is going to say that. Athanasius is going to say that. They're not going to be some, radical tritheist, even though I disagree with certain parts of their theology. And so 1 self models of the Trinity, 2 self, 3 self, 4 self. Done some videos on all that. I need to do one on the 4 self and more on the 3 self. But anyhow, so that was the same with this. I'm just like, yes, the Bible clear. And he was just shocked that the Bible claimed to be perfect. And then the extra caveat in the translators to the readers of the King James, that they claim to be making a perfect Bible. It's, again, people watch videos and they'll see somebody that really doesn't care for the King James. They'll say, boy, if they would just read the translators to the reader. And I'm like, yes, please do. I read it often. I read it a lot. I try to read it through much, and I've been wanting to do an online commentary here. I started one years ago, only made it to like 2 paragraphs, and there's so much stuff to talk about. But anyhow, so here's where the Bible claims to be perfect, is Psalm 19, and we could go into so many other places too. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right. Notice, claiming to be perfect. There's no error. Rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure. No error. Enlightening the eyes. I mean, it starts with the law of the Lord. These are all euphemisms for Scripture. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. Remember his word. Just read Psalm 119. It's true from the beginning. It claims to be perfect. And so then you come to like Psalm 12. The words of the Lord are pure words, not error-filled words, but pure words. Silver tried in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. I want to read to you about the King James translators too, from the translators to the reader. And I had it on airplane mode just because I didn't want my phone going off here. So it says this. It says, truly good Christian reader, we never thought from the beginning that we should need to make a new translation in order to make a bad one a good one. For then the imputation of Sixtus, the Pope, had been true in some sort, that our people had been fed with gall of dragon instead of wine, with whey instead of milk. But to make a good one better, they're out of many good ones, English translation of the Bible, one principal good one, not justly to be accepted against. Not justly to be accepted against. Said, so nobody could say that they find an error in here. That's what they're saying. That's kind of an educated, academic, King James way of saying that, but not justly to be accepted against. So they're saying, we're making a perfect Bible. And then they start talking about why they used synonyms for certain words. And it says, well, we didn't want to cast out certain words from the English language forever. And they're kind of giving a hint, this is Miles Smith writing this with some help from Bancroft a little later, that they're saying, yeah, we hit the jackpot. And I go through, and I've done it here online, I've done it in classes before as well, where the Bible went through, the King James Bible, over 70 times. The miracle's not that it doesn't have any errors in it. The miracle would be is if going through it 70 times with these learned people translating it themselves, all the companies getting different, what other companies are doing and going through it word by word, and then either 6 or 12 people, probably 12, going through it for several months at the end, word by word. That's the deal. Is, they didn't have cell phones, they didn't have other things they had to do. They were just concentrating on this for years at the time. Yeah, and so they knew they'd hit the jackpot. So the Bible claims to be perfect, the King James Bible, and the translators really thought it was perfect too. So God bless you. We love you. Talk with you later. Stick with the word. It's the end time. Don't change your sword in the midst of this battle. We'll see you. Bye-bye.